guys, Ethan here, also known as the Evaluation Sense Aligner. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, I know you guys haven't seen me for a while. I took a break from filming for some time. That's what I needed. But also, I wanted to tell you guys something that was needed for you guys to know about, and it might sound a bit sad, but at the same time, once I explain it thoroughly enough for you guys, it'll make sense in the meantime. So, why am I, stopping my light warrior journey? Like, why am I stopping? Now, I have talked about this before, though, because I have made a mistake before in my life as a light warrior. I did talk about this before. But this is something a bit different, though. I'm not really making mistakes, but there is something that I've actually understood my journey that I didn't know, and I'm glad I'm actually gonna stop this point, because if I kept going on, I would go through this annoying path that I shouldn't have done, even though I would learn something from it. But at least I'm gonna stop here. The reason why I am stopping my Lightwear journey is that I'm actually causing unnecessary attention to myself. And what I mean by that is, I've actually told you guys before that I usually astral project almost daily. But the bigger problem is that I've actually learned myself, and my higher self actually told me that actually I was able to figure this out, that each astral projection I do will always kind of, like, I'm here on the other side, I'm there. But the issue is that I'm causing too much attention to myself, which is something that it's not good for you, though, and you don't want to be followed. And that's the problem I got. And I would always get paranormal activity, and they would, negative spirits, not demons or negative fairies. It's not those type of negative spirits. It's always the earthbound spirits, the human spirits on this earth. They would always follow me through, and I've tried to use magical tactics to kind of block their way, but that really doesn't really help. So, what did I do to kind of to stop this? Well, the only solution for me, and I've actually couldn't able to figure this out myself, but now I did figure it out, was that the only way to stop this completely was to completely stop astral projecting myself. Because every time I leave my body, I would always open a quick spirit portal, kind of because you're leaving out your own body and then back to the side. Because there's so many different spiritual realms you can get yourself into. There's so many. I don't know how many they are, but there's just tremendous layers of spirit realms. Just so many. You can't even count. And you can't even never tell, because they look kind of identical. They all look like the same realm, which it might look like that to you guys if you guys do astral project like me, but it's not really, because I would always kind of I'm in this new realm, but I didn't even know this was kind of I'm going through between realms that I wasn't really expecting. Anyway, I have to stop that, because it's causing me kind of let's say it's gonna be exhausted to kind of deal with negative earthbound human spirits, and they would always knock on my window, or one light tap, or even one hard knock on my window. That's what always happened, and I had to use my own divine magic to kind of force them out, kind of do the partial astral projection. A lot of psychic mediums call it remote viewing, I believe it's called. I believe that's the term. I'm not sure. I'm not really very smart about the advancements of this. I'm really not. Even though I am a psychic medium, but I don't really fully know the term of it. So I'm still learning it. But anyway. But yeah. sometimes I would use that method to kind of, fully kind of do like some sort of magical exorcism of my house, and then they would be, you know, expelled or, kind of forced out of my house. I would do that, but every time I would ask to project, they would come back, do the same exact thing, use the same thing, my astral portal, come through, even though I have spiritual boundaries. I do have spiritual boundaries. I do want to let you guys know that. I always have them up, but even if you have spiritual boundaries, they can still use your own portal against you. And that was the problem I always had. So, like I said before, I have to stop. Like, I have to stop astral projecting. I don't really need to go back anymore, because if I kept doing this, I would be severely drained, and I would always ask for Archangel Michael or Gabriel, whoever, which one I would ask, because it's not good for me, and I can't keep going through the loop of like paranormal activity, using my magic or call archangels to help me out. Like, I don't want to go through the same cycle and over and over. It's not good for me, and I can't do that to myself. Coming up to the next piece is, with everything that I've done in my light warrior journey, was everything a mistake? I did ask my guides about this. Like, with everything that I've done in my life, as a light warrior to astral project, kind of like, kind of defend myself against any negative spirit on the side, was all that a waste of time for me? That answer is no. That's what they told me. My spirit guide team told me, no, you didn't really waste it, but you learned something. That's what they told me when I was meditating and channeling in my bedroom. So it might feel like you kind of waste your efforts. Like, I felt like I wasted my efforts, but not necessarily, because at least you now understand what the cause and effect is. Like what would be the consequence if you kept doing this? At least I learned a piece of myself as a light warrior and plus a psychic medium. And they do have a good point though. I did kind of at least learn something that I didn't know about for my well-being, like, as in spirituality. Like, at least I know and understand, you know, what would happen if I kept doing this. I didn't know about it until my higher self. Like, I kind of figured this a little bit myself, but I also had to ask my spirit guides, you know, about how can I resolve this. And the only thing I had to do was stop projecting, stop doing that, stop leaving my body, and just stay here, because I have, like, there's not really much for me to, like, to do on the other side, because I'm causing too much tantrum to myself, and I shouldn't be doing unnecessary actions on the other side, because there really isn't much of a task for me to, like, to do anything on the other side, because there's only I don't really have much, like I've just been doing on my kind of my own thing, like in my first mistake, but I've been very careful. But it doesn't matter, because I've been kind of shining my light out on the other side, and whenever your light is so bright, whenever you're in a spirit realm that is positive or negative, you're always going to get that attention to yourself, which you don't want that. Only do it if there is a reason or spiritual intention or purpose that you have to do, which I didn't do any of that. I just kept going on my own way and did the same exact thing. Well, similarly, which I would like do something that you don't need to do, and it's something that's not something you don't want, because you're just like acting like a child, which I kind of act like a child back then, and now, like, okay, now I know what to do. Now, you guys might be wondering, what does this mean? Like, will I come back? Obviously, yeah, I would still come back, but I have discussed this with my spirit guide team that, with everything that I've done, and they told me that I'll still make my return, but not for like another let's just say, almost a decade later right now, because in my current state, I'm still kind of young, myself as like a medium, and I still don't really understand the other side as much because I'm, let's say I'm a little hasty in my part, and I kind of go off like my own league essentially. So I'm like I said, I kind of act like a little kid myself, and I'm trying to mature myself over time, um, but I have to just wait in my body. The thing I have to do is just keep myself in this human body and just wait it out. And I'll still do some, you know, spiritual channeling, but I won't be leave my body. I'll just speak with my spirit guides, and they can tell me something that I don't know about. But yeah, uh, I will make an update video if the time arrives for me to I'm returning back to my lightweight journey, and I'm going to resume in my mature age, or I'm like my age 30 or a little later, but who knows. But that's the idea of, of how it should be for my plan. Even though light warriors have different plans, different tasks of what they need to do, but for me though, I don't have any important mission on the other side, because right now I was been kind of letting my curiosity get the best of me, just a slight bit, but not too much, because I didn't really cause a lot of problems, even though I kind of did, but it's not as chaotic as my first mistake when I opened too many portals back then. So, yeah, that's pretty much I had to tell you guys though. I know that this might be a little bit sad, but this is very understandable that this had to be done, and you guys will still learn some spirituality and some paranormal things and some negative spirits from me, and a little bit of angelology as I go through my journey. Hopefully, you light bearers understood why I am stopping here. I am a little sad, but the thing is that I get to have my own peace, so I don't have to you know, leave my body and try to do something crazy on the side, because I'm doing some unnecessary things that I shouldn't be doing. But now I get to stay here and relax, and I could just dream. And I do want to tell you guys that I can never tell between astral projection and dreaming, because they almost look identical. I will have to say that, because it feels like I'm being attacked on the dream, but it's really not astral projection, because it's my imagination. I've actually been told that by my spirit guides that nothing really bad's happening to you, even though it kind of feels almost real, but it's just your imagination. I always get that. Anyway, hopefully you light bearers understand about my current situation. And like I said, I'll still be doing spiritual content for you guys. I will keep doing that. And we'll see what content I would always bring out for spirituality, deities, or angelology. Love on top of you guys. And as always, stay strong out there. I'll see you guys next time.